and good evening, everyone. We've got an NBA Cup semifinal for you tonight in the East, and a ton is on the line. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Tim Legler and Greg Anthony, and our reporter on the sideline tonight, Allie LaForce. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Jalen Brunson.
And sometimes you have to adjust your game as Father Time starts to take a toll. And I think we've seen that. He's still a valuable contributor. And look, what he may be doing less in terms of raw scoring output, his veteran presence certainly offsets.
So the New York starting five, they've got MP. Downs is out there with OG Anunoby. Then it's Jalen Brunson, and it's Robinson in at the 5 down low. And for the Hawks, the small and power forwards are Reza Shea and Johnson. Then there's Jackson. Then it's Daniels, and it's Dennis in at the point guard position. Well, we've made it through 2 rounds of the NBA Cup, and the stakes just keep rising.
Kevin, once you get to single elimination, there's no room for error. You have 2 Eastern Conference heavyweights going at it. I think this game could come down to the wire.
And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
I briefly spoke with Quinn Snyder. Well, right away, Coach shared his thoughts on Jalen Brunson. He said, quote, "He's going to get hot. That's just a fact. But the moment that happens, we hope to trap him, double him, and throw water on that fire." There you have it. Sounds like Coach is hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst when it comes to Brunson. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you for that. Here's MP. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And you couldn't have scripted a better start for them.
The Knicks shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Blunt, he's checked in for the Hawks. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Here's Dennis in the game against Toronto. Very impressive. Pass to Reza Shea. Here's Dennis. They need this. Back to Reza Shea. Outside Daniel. No good on the triple.
3 attempts from the field with nothing to show for it. But they should.
Wow, what a play!
Unbelievable!
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
And one thing about this league we know, momentum can change in an instant.
That's a great look at that move from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line. And the Knicks decide to take their... The Knicks leading by 10. Setting the floor for the Knicks. MP is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Anunoby in at the 3-set.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he can taste a win right now, just trying to close it out.
They've worked hard to get this lead. Can't start giving up easy slams all of a sudden.
Yeah, GA, that's right. And that was easy. Gift wrap for him.
That's the kind of play that can spark a run. A dunk like that energizes everyone on the team. Well, his team is up, and he's a big reason why. And it's a little easier to shoot when you know you've got an advantage on the scoreboard.
Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Pass to Dennis. Outside Daniel. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
He's done a great job filling up the box score, but so far it just hasn't been enough. He needs help.
Here's MP. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 with that basket.
Well, all systems go here early on. That's 3 in a row since Jump Street.
Outside Daniels. Pass to Dennis. Johnson surveying the floor. Here's Daniels. Now Reza Shea puts it up. It's rebounded by Brunson.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And that's just good coaching. They have made the better adjustments. He created the opening, he got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him.
Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. MP's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Johnson outside. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Pass to Daniels. Inside, here's Jackson. And the rejection by MP. Anunoby in the corner. And another 3 for New York.
The defense a step slow. You can see the result.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. You know, Tim, you hear some players now feeling they're being unfairly criticized. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I do believe it can get personal at times, but listen, if you are in this league, I think it helps to have thick skin because you are going to be criticized from time to time.
But players do pay attention, don't they? They know what's being said and written.
They pay a lot more attention than they let on, Kevin, believe me. And if they're not listening, somebody in their inner circle is, I promise you that.
McNeely out there with Blunt. And then there's Zachary Rizashev. And it's McKinney in at the point guard. So that's the Hawks 5. MP right side. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. MP's got 18 points now here in the second half. Pass to Blunt. Here's Rizashev, covered by MP. And the foul called on MP. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Blunt passes to McKinney. From past the arc. It's rebounded by New York.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Pass to Blunt. So, Tim, when you played, you were one of the league's best sharpshooters. Did you ever look around and pick things up off of other guys you watch shoot the ball well?
No question. In fact, I learned a lot about how to move off the ball by watching other guys as I made my way through college and eventually became a pro. And even when I was in the league, I would study other players to pick up things on their footwork and how to get my release a little bit quicker.
Give me one player that you really studied hard.
Well, there's no question Del Curry was a guy I watched because he needed very little time to get that shot off, coming off of his screen. And unfortunately, several times I got there late against him and learned my lesson.
Here's MP. Oh, that was amazing!
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And a fast break now for the Knicks. Here's Spencer. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. MP's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Atlanta's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Here's Norberg, and the rejection by MP. The league's long-distance Bombers are setting their sights on the three-point contest this season. Here are some of the early favorites to make up the field.
And I love the way the voting is shaping up, Kevin. We'll have an excellent contest if these are the shooters who are firing away on All-Star Weekend.
You look at MP, and it's him all alone atop the voting. It's pretty much a done deal that he'll be showing off his long-range skills in the three-point contest.
Yep, and he's going to be scary to have to go up against if he's on that day. Nobody can shoot it like he can when he gets in a groove.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more and as we get closer to the three-point contest once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now.
Dennis passes to Blunt. Now Reza Shea. Here's Norberg. The Hawks again can't hit.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Stripped it away. Here's Dennis. And with the most recent collective bargaining agreement, Tim, teams have felt the pinch of those new luxury tax and apron penalties.
Yeah, and the goal of those being put in place was to have more top-tier talent equally spread out around the league. And as you've seen, there's been some tough decisions already. Some teams have had to trade away some of their stars just to make the math work.
And sometimes it's hard to make that math work. There's so many moving parts.
And as a result, it's more important to be able to structure out your supporting cast than ever before.
Here's Reza Shea. Shot clock at 6. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Here's MP, and the dunk by MP.
Man, he has been great in this quarter, really involved. I love how they're using him.
Here's Dennis. Launches a 3, drills it from outside.
And as they're trailing in this game, that they're trying to stay in it with the triple. They're shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half. Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Pass to McNeely. Now Reza Shea, defended by Aldama. Norberg, covered by MP. Here's McNeely from downtown, and Spencer pulls it down. To the inside, Robinson. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Pass to Reza Shea. Here's Norberg. That 3 off the mark.
Well, he better focus now. His efficiency is dropping, but there's enough game left to make corrections.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. And Atlanta has possession. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And the rejection by MP. Out of bounds, Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession. And the Hawks making a change here. Pass is checked in. Here's Dennis. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Well, the defense was daring him to take that shot, and it paid off.
And there's another one for the Knicks.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
There is no doubt about it. They've done a great job minimizing all of the external factors.
Reza Shea with it. Tim, the NBA is always changing, but any predictions for the league that you kind of feel we're going to see around the corner? Whoa! What a play!
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
And because of that, this one looks like a bit of a mismatch.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Norberg. No good again that time.
Well, you have a feeling this would be a completely different game if it wasn't for his brutal shooting performance. He's been carrying the load on offense in this one, and he might as well keep looking for his shot the way he's been going.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for New York.
Great job by this team closing out, blocking a bunch of shots, and just a tremendous effort defensively.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
Outside Daniels. Pass to Johnson. Here's Dennis. The Hawks again can't hit.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Yeah, it's just time to settle everything down. Get high percentage looks and then D up.
Outside Daniel. You know, Tim, some people love the star power of dynasties, but do you think the league's push for parity is helping the game overall?
Overall, I do believe competitive balance is good for the league. I think there are more fan bases that stay more engaged longer into the year, and that's just good for everybody.
I totally agree. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks, and he comes up with the deuce. MP's got 54 points.
Big miscommunication. On defense, he recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, the way this game is going, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
Count that bucket.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Launches it from deep. And again, New York with the triple.
Once he crosses half court, you need to stay awake because he can drop it from deep.
Here's Dennis. And it's MP with the rebound. MP's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for New York.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for MP.
Well, he just checked so many boxes tonight. He got buckets for himself, created for his team, and as a result, he just racked up a triple-double.
To the wing on the left. Pass to Dennis. On the wing, Jackson. The Hawks again can't hit. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. They've moved their way through the east side of the bracket and are headed for the final game of the NBA Cup.
Yeah, just one game. Winner takes all. You know they're going to be bringing that competitive fire. They want to be the ones hoisting that cup.
Well,
similes and metaphors, man, doors. I constantly close out. Lord knows, ain't no time to play